Now it's my pleasure to introduce our first keynote speaker of the night. Her name is Kelly Sather Browne. She's class of 91. She's from the Pacific Palisades. Some of you guys are as well. She was an English major and also got a certificate in American Studies. She went to Duke Law School and has a master's in English. Was an entertainment attorney in LA and worked at Columbia Pictures. She now lives with her family in Mill Valley and is getting an MFA at Bennington College and working on a collection of short stories. Very eclectic. Kelly played 4 tournaments at Delaware, drove 7,000 miles in the team van, and claimed the one seat in the back row with the leg room for most of all of them. You guys don't travel in vans anymore, so it's kind of lost upon you, but when we go in the spring tournament, that one seat in the back. Like her teammates, she may have borrowed a certain number of towels from Red Roof Inns up and down the I-95, but only in order to shower after an away game. So here we have Kelly Sather Browne.
Thank you, Sam and Sabrina, for inviting me back to Princeton. It's great to be speaking with my classmate, Mar and Jaya. I still remember the sound of his kills hitting the floor in Dillon. It was this echoing boom. You always knew when the men's team was practicing. And this was our team my senior year. These pictures are from the Ivy tournament up at Cornell. Penn was our big rival back then. So congratulations again for that win last night. I was definitely, Molly and I were both checking the scores. It was fantastic. And on Penn's home court too, which I remember those games were very different than when everyone's cheering in Dillon. So great, such a great start to the season. It was fantastic. So playing sports is a lot of different things to different people. And for me, as Molly said, it's been about the community. And I want to thank our coaches for creating a space for us as players to learn and practice and come together. Mr. Coach, also known as Glenn Nelson, did it for me and for Marin. And now Sabrina and Sam are doing it for you all. It's been quite a year for our Princeton class, the class of 1991. We are so proud of our affiliation with Molly Marcoux. In fact, I believe Molly got me this gig tonight. Molly said that she thought they were going to have me before, but I think it was actually swapped the other way around. Molly and I, and Marjorie Adams, who's here in the back, I think, and as the representative for our 5 other roommates, we're lucky to find ourselves with the second draw pick for the sophomore year dorm in Mattey College. And we lived in 96 Blair. I don't know if they disbanded the concept of the 8-person suite, but you should have seen the size of our common rooms. They were bigger than, we had 2 of them, and they were bigger than any apartment I'd have for 10 years. It was a glorious time. We were all athletes: volleyball, ice hockey, soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, rugby, and ski team. Marge is a star field hockey and all-Ivy, all-American lacrosse player. 96 Blair became the event space for many team celebrations. We lived together in various formations for the rest of our time at Princeton. This spring, Molly graciously sent us a heads up about her new job. I think she timed it to arrive seconds before she was announced as the first woman athletic director at Princeton. When I read her email, I felt a surge of pride, delight, excitement, and a feeling of brightness for Molly and for Princeton. And I also had this thrilling sensation that I had been chosen for this tremendous job as well, with Molly. I talked to another friend of ours who experienced the same emotions, even the heart-pattering delight, as if she too were the new AD at Princeton. We think it's Molly's inclusiveness that led us to celebrate her success in that way. And I don't mean that she's calling us for advice. I won't take credit for the developments at Dillon Gym, which are fantastic. Thank you, Molly. Rather, it's her kind of friendship and leadership, the best kind, I think. She's a team builder, always. And she has a good, long history with Princeton volleyball. She's been a fan for decades, ever since she cheered at my home games. Back then, they didn't have a lot of volleyball in Ithaca, where Molly grew up. And I feel safe to say they didn't have any ice hockey in West Los Angeles, where I'm from. Molly introduced me to the sport. We've all heard, as we did tonight, about her record-breaking stats and awards, but to see her play, the way she moved on the ice and the soccer field, so fast and smooth and effortless, she's the real deal. And it's not well known, but Molly was actually a tri-sport athlete at Princeton. She's a skilled golfer, diligently pursued by the Princeton golf team. We used to feel desperate calls from the golf team each spring asking she would please come out and play. And I think this was the men's team, right? So Sam showed me how to do this. So here's a picture. Isn't this great? And this is Molly after winning the Sportswoman of the Year award. And I love this picture, this moment. Molly was actually very smart not to wear earrings, which you may not pick up on, but they're photos of the rest of us from the same day. And our earrings are like this big. They're the size of forks or spoons. They're like cutlery-sized earrings. It's easy to forget how far those chic 80s styles slipped into the early 90s. So that afternoon, we were all sitting together in the stands around Cannon Green. There were various events and ceremonies leading up to graduation, and as I recall, we didn't really know what this particular one was about. And then, suddenly, we realized the president of the university was standing up there talking about Molly. It was terrific. And then this is a picture of us at graduation, and I don't think you can tell from this distance, but we were exhausted. We were thrilled and exhausted.